What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean. I'm Uncle Sean. This story takes place either in the fourth, fifth, or sixth grade. Me and my sister were going to a school called Presentation Our Lady of Victory, which was a private Catholic school where the majority of students were all black and the majority of the teachers were black. We had this principal there named Sister Gabriel. Sister Gabriel was a large sized woman, probably about, I'm gonna say about 5'11", 5'10", probably about 240, 250. And she could run, she could grab people, she could manhandle kids with the greatest of ease. And I didn't like this school. And the reason why I didn't like this particular school is because it went against everything that I grew up on. This school promoted the art of snitching because basically the nuns would f you up, and people would tell on you to see you get effed up. I mean, they were brutal. I'm not gonna even. They were brutal. I seen some kids get damaged up in that school, and it wasn't from other students. It was from teachers, mainly them nuns. And they had this practice when we would go to lunch. Um, Everybody would mostly bring their own lunch, and when we were sitting in the lunchroom, we could talk, but if it got a certain loudness, they would make everybody be quiet. And sometimes they would make you be quiet for the entire lunch period. And if it got too loud, sometimes they would make everybody stand up and stop eating their lunch. And as long as they could hear one sound, nobody could eat their lunch. So some days, you might not get to finish your lunch. So this one particular day, we were at school, and the pretty much the entire school went to lunch at the same time. So it was a K through 8 school. So we all were in the cafeteria or lunchroom or whatever you want to call it, and people were loud that day, and they kept telling us to stop eating and be quiet and stand up. And they got so mad that day, it was like, okay, stand up. We had to stand up most of the lunch period, and we didn't get to finish our lunch. Okay, so we go through the rest of the school day, and me and my sister, we walk home, and all we talking about on the way home is how hungry we are. We starving. And usually we would get home like right before my dad went to work. And we get in the house, and we drop our bags down, and we immediately run up to my sister's room, and we take our lunches out and we start eating like rabid dogs. My father comes in the room and is like, "Hey, what's going on in here? Why y'all eating y'all lunch? Why didn't y'all eat y'all lunch at school?" Now, what happens next, back in the day, could have got you killed. I mean, excuse me, deleted or hurt bad. My sister started crying. Oh, they didn't let us eat our lunch at school. Oh, they made us stand up the whole period, and we starving, and we didn't get to eat our lunch. Ah, oh. Oh man, let me tell you, my sister was the apple of my dad's eye. Her crying because she didn't get to eat her lunch did something to my father. He he was mad as I don't know what. He was fire engine mad. And he was like, "Oh yeah? Your sister Gabriel made us stand up the whole period and we couldn't eat. And I'm hungry. My old dude was like, okay. So he told us, he said, I'm taking y'all to school tomorrow morning. Now, my old dude never took us to school. My mother took us to school and we would walk home. Okay? So he tells my mother, I'm taking the kids to school tomorrow. Because he wants to get at Sister Gabriel about his daughter not eating her food for lunch. So just like he says, the next morning, my old dude wakes up early, throws on a pair of slacks, throws on a shirt, throws on some shoes, and he drives us to school. When we get to school, he doesn't let us out the car. He parks the car and he comes in with us. When we go through the door, Sister Gabriel's already, she's always standing at the door when we come in. She was standing at the door to greet us or make sure our uniforms was right, send you back home because your uniform wasn't right, or go to the office. So my dad comes up there. She's like, oh, Mr. Barnes, how you doing today? He's like, look here, I need to talk to you. And so me and my sister are standing right there. My sister got that almost finna cry look on her face again. My father looked down at my daughter. They walk over like towards the office, and my father gets right up in this nun's face. And she's about the same height as my old dude and probably about the same weight. So they in the same weight class. And he gets up in her face and he says, look here, let me tell you something. The next time my daughter comes home hungry because you wouldn't let her eat her lunch, I'm going to put my shoe in the back of your dress. That's what my father told the nun. He said the next time, he didn't say nothing about me now. Not one word about me. He said the next time my daughter comes home hungry because you wouldn't let her eat her lunch, I'm going to put my shoe in the back of your dress. And Sister Gabriel had a look on her face I had never seen before. She was shook. She was shook. And my old dude meant that. He meant that. He threatened a nun. And I'm going to tell you what happened. The next time people were loud in the cafeteria and she made everybody stand up and stop eating their lunch, I swear on everything, Sister Gabriel came and got me and my sister and told us we could go over in the hallway and eat our food. Yep, we was the only ones that got to eat our lunch. Because she knew my old dude wasn't playing about his daughter. That's today's story. It's short, it's sweet, and while my father was alive, you didn't mess with his daughter. For real, for real, for real. All right, y'all. If you enjoyed this little story, like, subscribe, and share. Help me with my algorithm. Help me to get on in these YouTube streets. I appreciate you. Peace.